Hello everybody, Moarhammer here, and I've got another battle report for you. This is moving on to Game 2 from the Age of Sigmar Grand Tournament Heat 3. And this game I am playing Seraphon, which is really exciting. I haven't played these guys in a long time, and it's really interesting to see a different army. So, here is a picture of deployment. Again, I'm using the same army because I have to. And we are playing the escalation battle plan. So it's the new updated one, not the one in the General's Handbook, or more or less, but the deployment rules are slightly altered. Go and check out the General's Handbook FAQ if you're not sure what I'm talking about. But essentially there are 3 objectives in the middle. You score 1 point at the end of each battle round starting from the second. So, it was very lucky that I had this battle plan against this army. So, what he had... Sorry about I cut off the picture again, so it was hard to get pictures of the whole board for deployment on these, especially the scenario with the diagonal deployment. But on the left-hand side, off the screen, he's got a unit of 10 skinks, just as far forward as they could be towards the objective. Then you can just see one of them on the edge of the picture there. He's got a Ripidactyl. Then he's got a Bastildon with a laser, an Ancient Stegodon, and another Bastildon with a laser. And those guys were in a formation, I can't remember what it's called. A big, stompy, angry dinosaur formation. We'll call it that, the big, stompy, angry dinosaur formation. And then in that wood in the centre, he's got a Slann Mage Priest, who is his general. And he's got a Saurus Banner Bearer. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Astroloth Bearer, maybe? Don't quote me on that one. And then just to the right of the second Bastildon, he's got a Razordon, I think? I don't know what it's called or what it does. Spoilers. And then he's got another unit 3 Ripidactyls. Then in the centre, as far forward in the board as you can get, he's got unit 10 skinks and another unit 10 skinks over the right-hand side. So kind of opposite each objective, he's got a unit 10 skinks. So, because this mission forced his Bastildons to be 24 inches away from the back line, they have a 5-inch move, and their big angry laser of doom has a 20-inch range. They have a threat range of 25 inches. So I just have to stay 25 inches away from them, and I am super fast, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And that was my entire game plan: stay away from the big angry dinosaur formation. So, because I'm 25 inches away from the big angry dinosaur formation, I decided to let him go first. His Ripidactyls are too far away to get into charge range. He can't shoot me. His skinks can come forward. They can't claim objectives on the first turn though, so they're kind of moving into spell range if they want to move forward. So I see no reason not to give him the first turn, and that's exactly what I do. And he comes forward like this. His units of skinks move towards the objective. Again, they can't score. His Ripidactyls on the left-hand side kind of just move behind that scenery to wait and see. Everything else is bundles forward. He puts buffs up. The Slann reads some constellations or something and makes me worse at Battle Shock or something. But other than that, not a whole lot happens. Nothing of real note. So, we go to my turn, and I do something pretty horrific. Because I decided I need to end this showdown fairly early, my Blue Scribes cast Spoon of Tzeentch to reroll all failed casting attempts. My Gaunt Summoner drinks his Souldraught for a 3d6 casting attempt once per game, or once per hero phase. Cast a Bell with Vortex, cast Arcane Bolt, cast Bolt of Tzeentch, both with his Slann Mage Priest, and BAM! Shoots the frog right off. Done. First couple of rolls of the game, he loses his General and his Slann, so that was outstanding. But other than that, not a whole lot happens. I cast a few more spells to buff myself up a little bit, Mystic Shield here and there. I do some shooting, but I fire by both my Exalted Flamer and my Burning Chariot at the Razordons. I don't do any wounds, so I just totally fluff my rolls. My movement was just to make sure that I was 25 inches away from the big angry dinosaur formation of Doom. So we go into the initiative roll-off, and I win it. But I give it to him, because I don't need it. He can't hurt me with his big angry lasers of Doom from his big angry dinosaur formation. And other than that, most of his stuff's out of range, apart from the one thing that I wanted to kill, which was the Razordons. Ripidactyls, sorry. So we go into his turn. He moves forward with the stuff. Again, he runs most of it, so he's trying to get into range. But he's getting really crap run rolls, so hopefully I can still play keep away with him a little bit. His Ripidactyls on the top right-hand corner, though, they fly over and oppose the Pink Horrors and the Exalted Flamer. You can't quite see the Exalted Flamer, he's just behind that little building. But he charges him with Ripidactyls. He fights the Exalted Flamer. He kills the Exalted Flamer without any much problem. And you think he kills 1 or 2 Pink Horrors. It's not too much of a big deal. But that's all the damage he does that turn. And most of his buffs have sort of started going down now with the Slan dead. So that's quite good. So, we go into my turn. And the Lord Change says, nope, I don't like Ripidactyls, and bolt Infernal Gateways them off, which is fantastic. With my Change Host, I swap over 1 unit of Pink Horrors for my Screamers. That was just to buff them forward. They get that free 9-inch move again. And they fly up right around the Ancient Stegodon. My Gaunt, I'm going to cast a bunch of spells with the Ancient Stegodon, just try and plink a couple of wounds off. I get a few off. So now I'm just planning to charge into it, and hopefully I can take it down. I've got D3 damage against monsters with these things. It's only got 10 wounds with the 4-up save. So I was feeling okay about that. But also, at the end of his last turn, he scored 3 points for one for each objective. So I had to get forward and actually start taking some myself and scoring some points. So he's on 3 at the moment, and I'm on 0. In the shooting phase, my Burning Chariot does shoot a bunch of skinks in the top right-hand corner off, and so do my Horrors. I end up charging them, but they flee before they get a chance to fight. And my Screamers go into the Stegodon. I don't do great. It turns out the big angry dinosaur formation of Doom allows them to choose one thing or to re-roll failed armor saves. So in fact, it's a 4-up re-rollable, which is pretty good against no rend. So he did make a bunch of his saves. But I still managed to get 6 or 7 wounds through, so it's only hanging on by a thread, and that's all I needed to do. And it's the bottom of the turn now, so we've potentially got double turn here. At the end of that turn, I do score 2 points for both of the objectives, which puts me in a good position again for the scoring. So it's 3-2 to my opponent. And we go to initiative roll, and this time I win it and I take it, because that's a pretty good spot to go. I swap my Lord... It doesn't look like it from this picture. I swapped my Lord of Change for my Pink Horrors. I ended up running them to reverse them to make sure the Lord of Change was out of 25 inches of the big angry dinosaur formations of Doom. And jump my Lord of Change forward, Infernal Gateway, shoot off the Ancient Stegodon, no problem. Put a couple of wounds here and there. I think I do 1 or 2 wounds to the Bastillid on the right-hand side with some other spells. I shoot some skinks. I managed to kill the Razordon with my Pink Horrors. They cast Unchecked Mutation at it, and I rolled 3 mortal wounds, which is fantastic. And that's just about all I did. The Burning Chariot did try to shoot at the Bastillidon, but I didn't get through its armour. What can you do? Oh, I also shot off the Astroloth Bearer. I think there was a Gaunt Summoner that did that with his Bolt of Tzeentch. So that was pretty good. So it's good to have that banner down. I think it was allowing him to re-roll hits or wounds or something like that. So it's good not to have a big angry laser with that as well. So we go into his turn. Again, I score 2 of the objectives here, so I score a total of 4 points to his 3 now. We go to the top of his turn. So the bottom of his turn and the bottom of the turn. So the Ripidactyls commit, they kind of move around to go for the Horrors, and the Bastillidon moves towards the Screamers as well. In terms of shooting, he kind of just tries to shoot a lot at the Screamers. So he does put 1 or 2 down, but not a whole lot. He kills the Burning Chariot, unfortunately, but that's not the end of the world. In the combat phase, I don't do much to the Bastillidon. I think I plink a couple of wounds off it, and he does not much back to me. They're not very good in combat, really, so that's something at least. So we go into the initiative roll, and I win it again, which is fantastic. So I take that turn, I swap my Lord of Change over my Pink Horrors again, and I shoot off that Bastillidon that was wounded, leaving only 1 of them remaining. Wasn't coming up with the Screamers, and I think this turn I fail Mystical with the Screamers, so that bit of the wood in the centre there was Mystical, so I fail that roll, unfortunately. So that was a bit scary, but I move my Lord of Change and my Herald on Burning Chariot forward to have a go at the Ripidactyls. And my pink horrors at the top right-hand corner just stuck in combat with skinks. I do cast some spells and shoot at them. I kill a couple, so it's nearly down. They're nearly dead now, and I'm kind of, I can bring some back with Battle Shock if I need to. The Gaunt Summoner is, meanwhile, still plinking wounds off the Bastillodon, and shooting from everything else has kind of finished off the skinks that were in the middle. I do end up charging in my Lord of Change and my Herald to the Ripidactyls. My Lord of Change totally fluffs all his attacks and does nothing. And the Ripidactyls turn around and destroy the Herald on Burning Chariot. so he didn't do very well. Yay! So, yeah, that was a thing. So we go to his turn, and he does some stuff. His Bastillodon shoots the Lord of Change and whacks 6 wounds off it, so that's pretty nasty, making him a bit angry. But other than that, not a whole lot happens because he's got not much left from the combat phase. His Bastillodon does have a go at the Screamers, but not much happens. And I'm still mystified. And I kill the remaining skinks on the top right-hand corner, and my Lord of Change wakes up and kills every single one of the Ripidactyls, because I've cast Arcane Transformation on his sword. I get 3 attacks with it. I've got 3 hits, 3 wounds. It's 3 rend and 3 damage. There's nothing you could do. They just went blip and disappeared, which is fantastic. So good job, Lord of Change. You did something in combat. So we go into my turn. There's not much to be said left now. I put all the shooting I possibly can. Infernal Gateway, Tzeentch's Firestorm, Bolt of Change, Arcane Bolt, Unchecked Mutation, as much as I can into the remaining Bastillodon, and I take it off. It gets killed that way. And that is the end of the game right there. He's got 10 skinks still left that played absolutely no part in the game except scoring him a point every turn in the bottom left-hand corner. Didn't really have anything to go after him. In hindsight, I did have an Exalted Flamer I could have summoned and just zipped him across and started shooting them off to get them off, but didn't really think of that in the game. Hindsight's 2020. And I kind of had that all sorted out. But it didn't really matter anyway, because I was scoring 2 of them for most of the game and stopping him from scoring as well. I managed to get the points and get the major victory there. Not only did I get the major victory, I scored 1,920 victory points, because everything of his died except that 1 unit of skinks. So that was pretty good going. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. That's game 2 from Heat 3 and the major victory. So we've got 1 major loss and 1 major victory so far. So it's sending me up the tables a little bit. That's fantastic. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for game 3.